Hello viewers, welcome to CodeForAny. Fruit markets apps designs inside today need to develop this year the notification setting screens, language setting screens, and chain address screens need to develop here. First of all, need to see these designs inside the XD files. Now need to open here. First of all, making like this here the setting screens with here the list and switch need to put inside the UI. And then after the language setting screens, we need to develop like this UI and also make this here the select language screens also need to develop here, and then after need to create here the chain address screens need to develop here. Let's start how to write down inside the flutters. First of all, we need to go inside here the my accounts folders, and we need to create here the new folders and to give this here the name, notifications, setting, screen dot, and we need to remove here the s notification settings screen here. Create here the stateful widgets, and we need to give this here the name, notifications, setting screens, and now we need to import this here the material dependency, create here the scaffold, and we need to create here the app bars. Not safe area to make mistake, need to fix here scaffold, and create here the app bar like here. Create here the center titles, need to set this here the false. Create here the titles, need to set this here the text. Set here the notification setting, and we need to set this here the styles, text styles. Set here the color, t color, white colors. We need to white text, we need to set this here. Then after set here the font size 14. Medium, we need to set here the font weight. Need to set this here the font weight 500 for the mediums. Like we need to configurations for this UI, and now need to develop this here the leading icons button need to put here, and we need to set this here the on press event, and inside we need to write down here the context dot pop extension methods. If you not see here the second video, please first of all the here second video explain in details context, build context inside how to develop like this pop methods. Now need to set here the icons dot array back iOS array, and we need to set here the color t color, white text. We need to configure this here for this UI. Need to set here like here, and then after so need to configure the screens inside here the setting screens. Now need to go here the settings, and we need to give this here the tab 2, and to set this here the context dot post extension methods, call this here the const, and we need to set here the notifications setting screens, and we need to set like this here, and we need to save this here. Now need to click here, click and back, and to click here, not clicking here, maybe need to not save this file, to go again here this notification setting screens, and to save here and click here, and now opening this here the notification setting screen here, and we need to create here the list. Need to create here the body, cast scaffold body inside the list view separator builders, and we need to create here the context indexed, and we need to return this here the row to develop here the children's, and need to create here the semicolons like here. Now need to draw here the separator for the dividers, text dot comma indexed, and we need to returning this here the divider. Set here the color black 26, and we need to set this here the height. We need to set this here the 1, like here the configurations, and item counts. We need to set this here the value. Need to set here the go here list view, not list view, list, and need to give this here the setting array. Create here the array, set here the title like here, and to set this here the value. By default we need to set here the true, and need to set here the order, set here 1 semicolons, and titles need to give this here the my account, and also need to set here the subtitle. Need to set here the you receive here the daily updates for these accounts like here's. Add another settings we need to put here like here's we need to set this here the false value, and we need to personals notifications for the advertisement, and then after you can receive daily updates. Need to set like this here the array, copy here, and we need to paste this here the length like here, and we need to create here the row. First of all, we need to set here the icons image sets, and we need to set this here the notifications icons. We need to tomorrow yesterday we need to put here the setting copy relative, and we need to paste this here. Now we need to give this here the fixed height and width. We need to provide this here. Need to set here the 25, and also need to heights. We need to set here the 25, and fit need to set here the no needs. Now by default we need to use this here the context. We need to content we set here, and now we need to give this here the some width space. We need to provide this here. Need to set this here the width space as a 15. Like we need to configurations are the needs here, and now need to create here the expanded columns. We need to develop here, and we need to set here the childs, and to set this here the cross axis alignment. Need to set here the start, and then after need to first titles need to set here. So need to set this here the text. Need to first of all the identify here the object, where object is equal to setting array of index of value. Need to give here like this, and now need to pass this here the titles first value. Need to set here the titles, and now need to set this here the styles text styles. Need to write down here the text styles. Set here the color T color primary text. Then after we need to set this here the font size. We need to setting this the 12, and medium size font weight medium 500s like this. We need to configurations for this UI. Need to configure here. Then after we need to show this here the subtitles. We need to show here, and to set this here the font size else, and primary text not. Need to set here the secondary text, and regular fonts we need to configure, and to save this here and show like here. And most important we need to set this here the containers, and we need to set this here the padding const edges inset symmetric horizontals. We need to give this here the 20, and also need to set this here the verticals. We need to set this here the 8, and show like this similar to UI. Maybe you need to give this here the fixed heights is good. Need to set here the heights, and we need to remove this here verticals no needs, and we need to set this here the fixed height 60, and need to set here, and we need to set here the main axis alignments. We need to set this here the center, and show like to similar to UI, and increase this here the width of these icons. We need to set this here the 30 similar to designs, and big we need to set this here. Now we need to put here the switch for this UI. Need to use this here the switch, and we need to give this here the value object, and we need to pass this here the value, and on change event need to like here the write down here the new val like here, and we need to set state, and we need to give this here the need to set here the setting array, and index of value, and we need to change this here the value, and we need to set this here the new val like here. So we need to assignings and set states. We need to show like this here, and we need to active colors. We need to set this here the T color primary, and show like here, and to update this here this value similar to designs. We need to making like this here the UI for the notification centers. Need to UI are the makings are the done, and now need to develop this here the language settings screens. We need to develop here. Now need to go against here the my account folders, and to create here the new files, and we need to give this here the name language setting screen dot dots, like here create. Now need to copy this here the notification setting screens, need to copy here and to go inside here the language setting screens and to paste this here. Now need to change this here the titles, need to set here the language setting screen, and also need to set this here the titles language settings, and need to set here the titles. First of all, need to making here, need to no need this here the list, we need to remove here these containers, we need to only copy here these containers, need to cut this here, so like set here the column childs, paste this here, and we need to remove here the switch and also semicolons, not sure, array brackets, maybe you need to set this here the titles as a language. It's like here's put in medium, you need to set here no it's here the subtitles clean here, cut this text, maybe remove this row here, remove these containers, maybe clean this here all things, here the brackets, here the column child semicolons. To fix this here the errors, and now need to set this here the padding symmetric, need to set here the horizontals and verticals, set here the 20, and verticals also need to set here the 20. Paste this text here, set here the secondary text, and now we need to set this here the font as a font in mediums, like here's for the language. And now first of all making here the configurations for the language setting screens, need to go inside here the setting screen here's, and to check here the third, need to set here context dot push extension const, and we need to call this here the language setting screens constructors, we need to pass and also import this here's the screens, save here's, and now click here's and opening like this here the setting screens language setting screens. Now we need to go against here the language setting screen here, and we need to remove this here array no needs. Now clean here, and we need to create here the row, new row, like here's, and says here the box, here the height, set here the 60. First of all need to set like this here the titles expanded, paste this here inside this code, and we need to set here the primary text like here and show like here the data, and cross axis alignments we need to make here the start, make here the issue, and now another expandable like here's, and we need to create here the comma, and we need to set the English like here's, we need to set this years and like value, and we need to set here the remove here's this value no needs now, and convert into the buttons, set here widget int well, and on press event on tap like here, and set here the icon set here the arrow for next, right. Create here the color, the color, primary text, and show like this here the similar to icons, and press like here to get this here the value. Need to configure here, maybe remove here this padding, no needs, and to create here the contact containers, padding, cost, edges insert, symmetric, horizontals. Need to set this here the 20, against copy this value, and to write down here the padding, symmetric, horizontal 20, and show like this here similar to, and full screen to setting like this here. If you put here the language like here to United States, like the show here this language, like this, selecting here the language, and we need to create like this here the setting language screens. Now we need to develop this here the change address screens. We need to develop here. First of all, making here the new files, change address screen dots, like this, create here. We need to copy here the language change, copy here, and we need to paste this here the codes, and we need to remove this here this body, no needs. Now need to clean here, and also clean this here. Now need to change this here the screen name. We need to set here the change screen address inside the typo to fix this here address. Here also typo into rename here address, change here, and we need to fix this here the typo like here, and also change language, change address, like here to set here the titles, and we need to save this here, and we need to find out here the login inside here the name and address screens, and we need to copy this here the add address and copy with this like this data. Need to copy with this safe area, copy here, and we need to go inside here the change language, and we need to put this here the body inside this data. We need to apply here, and we need to remove this here the like this titles, and put this here the buttons, and remove here this click event. We need to set this here the change like here, set this titles address, and save here. Now these screens are the ready for developments, and now need to configure inside the settings screen. Need to write down here the copy this cache, and we need to set here the for, and we need to write down here the change address, and configure here, click on back, open this here the change address UI, similar to designs. We need to put here for the screens and to apply this here. Now we need to settings inside, we need to select this here the pickup language, need to develop here, so need to go inside here the my accounts, and you need to write down here the pickup language screen, dot darts here. Create. Need to copy this language settings, otherwise need to copy here the notification settings screen. Need to copy, and we need to place here the pickups, and to change this here the titles, need to write down here pickup language screen, and we need to set here the titles and value. Remove these other things, no needs. We need to write down here the English, and set here the value en. Copy here, paste this here. Other language I need to replace here. I'm not sure which language need to put here. Statically need to write down here the Indian language need to write down here in the and Chen Chai Gujarati JU. Look like this way to set here the three language. Need to configurations cup language here, and we need to set here the list. Need to go here, so need to use this only this titles need to needs here. Remove this switch, also need to know needs here the row. Need to clean here, and also need to set here the alignment dot center left. Need to configure for this UI like this sets here, like here, and create here the dev widget in quell on tab event, like so. Need to set here for this UI. Now need to save here, and we need to go against here the settings, and give this here this event for the click events. Need to configure, need to go language settings, and we need to on place context dot push extension methods. We need to call this here the context dot pickup language screens, and we need to save here, and we need to write down here the one methods we need to develop here. Final string, on here the function inside we need to give this here the map, and on change events we need to write down here, and we need to import this here value, and on tab change we need to write down here, need to write down here the widgets dot on change, and we need to pass this here the value of the objects. Need to pass here. Now need to save here, and again need to go these settings, remove this here the const, and we need to write down here the one change event like here at new select, and we need to print here value, and we need to get here the this value. We need to save here, click here, and we need to select this here, and we need to also check here the console logs here. Need to get this here the different value like here, and click on, so need to go here for this pickup language, and need to pop the screen here. Need to context dot pop like here, and close this here. Again here, select here Gujarati and show this here the Gujarati. If you like this video, please give the thumbs up. If you're new user, so please subscribe my channels and press the notification bell icon. You can get every new video notifications and awesome content. If you have any question, so please write down the comment sections. I will help you and sort out your issue. Everyone have a nice day. Goodbye and take care.